Hey, hey, good morning. Welcome to another Move Sesh. Happy Wednesday. It's funny, it's a short week, so it should feel like Tuesday, but I keep thinking it's Thursday. No idea why. Oh. All right, I'm gonna open the garage door a little bit to get some air in here. Hey, good morning, buddy. Welcome back. Oh. Good news, my back seems to be settling a little bit today. And nothing, that's all. My back and hip that have been sort of bothering me seem to be settling a little bit, so we'll see. It's still there, I still feel it. I haven't done my stretching. I got stuck in traffic coming home from the trail this morning, construction, so I was a little bit late getting back. So I will do my stretching after the workout. Eating came first. There's not too much that I'll put before eating. Nice cool morning again, which I'm loving, although I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how cool it is, I get out there and it's like the sweat just comes out of me. I was still like a swamp monster when I was done my run this morning. So say hi if you're joining me. You might be joining me on Facebook, you might be joining me on YouTube. I have a goal to get these workouts up onto TikTok. So we'll see. I'm playing around with some stuff right now, but for now, we're live on Facebook, or you can access replays on YouTube. And I love to speak to the beginner. So if you are beginning, if you're just getting into a movement routine, welcome. I applaud you. You should applaud yourself. You should be proud of yourself. But I want to say a few words to you if this is, the beginning of your journey. One is give yourself grace and reward the process, not the results. So that's not the right way of saying it, but what I'm trying to get at is in the beginning, I think the focus has to be on showing up, not so much, execution. So rewarding yourself for carving out the time, for doing whatever, however ugly it may look in the beginning, right? It can feel ugly in the beginning. And sometimes that can feel defeating, and I don't want you to get defeated. I want you to give yourself grace for wherever you're at. I think that the journey begins with an acceptance of, hey, I'm here. Like, I can't change where I am, but I can change where I'm going. You can't change what you've done in the past to get to where you are today, but you can certainly change the trajectory of your path. And one of my sort of passion projects or goals, objectives is to speak to women, midlife women and beyond, who feel stuck, who feel kind of out of control, who feel like, they've lost their sense of self, they've lost their sense of worth, they've lost their sense of, purpose, or given up, right? And because I relate to that in the sense that that's how I felt for the last several years. I reached a point where I just felt like I was spiraling away from who I thought I was, who I knew I was to be. And I want to speak to those women because, there's a number of reasons why in our midlife years that we experience those feelings. One is, maybe you've been a mom. That's been kind of your role for however long, and all of a sudden you find yourself, your kids are grown up, they don't need you in the same capacity anymore, and you're like, I don't know where I fit in anymore, right? You know, maybe you're not a mom. Maybe you are just like, my body's changing. I don't know what is happening to my body. I don't know what is. I keep being reminded of the scene in the Barbie movie where she finds what she calls a cellulite. And it's like, I don't know if, I'm sure if you're my age, you can relate to this, because I've seen many women comment on this. Like, you just wake up one day and you go, I just don't know who I am. I don't recognize my body. I don't recognize my face. I don't recognize the way I feel. I don't recognize my moods or my hormones or my, you know, and it's easy to just kind of give up and accept that you're on a ride, but you're not in control. And this year, I feel like I've figured out the control again, and I've found a way to regain, to step back into the driver's seat of my life and and make decisions and have choices and be in control of where I'm going. So that's, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but that's what's on my mind today, is how to speak to and reach women who are feeling how I felt, you know, not even a year ago. Like, January was the turning point for me. December into January was the turning point for me, where, you know, I feel like I've discovered a sense of self again, a sense of, you know, confidence in who I am, and then also a sense of curiosity and optimism around deciding where I'm going, right? Deciding things don't look the same anymore. Like, you know, when I think back to 10, 15 years ago, even in training, what that looked like for me. So those of you who don't know my story, you know, my background in training for my own self, sorry, getting messages on my watch. Training for my own self it looked very different. I experienced kind of some health challenges that led into, I would say, you know, the beginnings of menopause. So where one ended and the other began, I'm not really sure, but they kind of happened back to back. So it was a number of years of just not figuring out my body. And for a number of years, I gave up on, you know, being any kind of athlete, pursuing goals that used to make me happy, goals that used to fulfill me. I kind of accepted that those were a thing of the past. And now, this year, I realized that's not the case, but they are going to look a little bit different, right? Like, training looks a little bit different now than it did, you know, back then when I was younger. And instead of feeling like defeated and beat down and, you know, kind of like the road was going, like my life was like on this trajectory, I feel like I've kind of done this and I'm on the next session. You know, that's the analogy. I have gone up, peaked, come down, and now I'm on the way back up again. And what that looks like, I'm not sure. You know, that right now it looks like I successfully prepared for and executed and completed, you know, my first ultra in many years last summer at the Bigfoot 200, my first 200 mile. And this year, I would say, I don't want to say I successfully, but I wouldn't say it was a failure. Say I trained for, but failed to complete, you know, the Hard Rock 100. And so I don't have it all figured out yet, and I'm currently preparing for the Divide 200, which, you know, my confidence has leveled out in terms of execution. And how I land with that will probably determine, you know, choices going forward. But like if I'm able to finish that, you know, it'll kind of swing the hope back up that, hey, I can still do these things. Now, when I say can, you know, I have to add kind of a caveat to that, that a lot of it comes down to this, right? And so it's like, I can, do I want to? Do I have the will to, right? That's the part that remains to be seen. All right, so we're doing upper body today. We're going to do 30-second rounds. And we're going to do a couple different sets of moves. But I want to start with back. I was supposed to spend a bit of time this morning refreshing some ideas that I had around upper body, but I did not. I think I shared yesterday my laptop has died, like it won't turn back on. It died, I'll tell you guys that story in a moment, but okay, because we're going to start with alternating rows, and we're going to be bent right over to do those. I want you to make sure that your core is pulled in and that your back is in what's called extension, which means simply that you're going to, you want to pull your core in and lock your tailbone, versus this would be flexion, so rounded. We want it extended. I can already tell this is going to feel wonderful on my super sore and tight hamstrings and glutes. Okay, so we're going to pull, and I lost my computer, yeah. You know, what's kind of annoying is it didn't really give me any kind of warning that it was going to do that. It just sort of crapped out. It crapped out when I lost my phone, which was, well, it crapped out before I left for Colorado, but my husband got it working again. It had been fine. I took it to Colorado. I lost my phone, as you guys know. Pulling this over. We're going to now go into single rows. So each side, I want you to pull and slowly drop it. Pull, slowly drop it. So same kind of move, different angle. Okay, and I'm going to switch sides and do the other side. So it was ironic because it was working fine. I lost my phone, and that was the day that my laptop decided to not work too. So it just wouldn't even turn on. No traveling with no connection to the outside world. No way to call my husband or contact my husband, other than quite luckily I was traveling with a friend. You know, it's funny because thinking back, I almost booked that trip as a solo trip too, so thankfully I didn't. Okay, we're gonna go to shoulder raises. Let's try the 12s today. So lifting. Anyway, it came back to life the next morning, luckily, and it worked for the remainder of the trip, thankfully. And it has worked ever since. So I got a message from the shopping channel. I love the shopping channel. Anyway, I got a message, so we're gonna go to bicep curls next. Same thing, alternating sides. Alternating one. That they had this wicked special on MacBooks. And I thought, oh, perfect. 12 easy payments. Maybe I'll get one. And then I thought, no. I don't need one right now. Mine's working fine. Well, it's not. It turned off a couple days ago, and I can't get it to turn back on. Actually, okay. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're resting now for a full minute, and then we're going to go back and do that set 2 more times. Usually Apple has like a special this time of year, like a back to school special, where they offer, you know, you can purchase, usually it's headphones, you get free headphones with them. I don't need headphones, but you know, if I'm gonna buy, you know, a higher ticket item, I'd like to get something free with it. I don't want to buy it now and then find out in a week that they have their back to school special and I missed out on the free thing. But anyway, I don't even know why I'm rambling about this other than I'm dying right now without my laptop. I love my laptop. There's like certain things like I like to do on my phone, but a lot of things I like to do on my laptop. I'm trying to do them on my iPad, but an iPad is really just a giant phone. Like I like a keyboard. I could probably just buy a keyboard for my iPad, but correct me if I'm wrong. You can't do like Excel and Word on an iPad, right? Am I wrong? Okay. All right. So we're back to the first one. Okay, so we're lifting. So again, make sure that spine is in extension is what it's called. Essentially just think of cocking your butt, but if you have a weaker core or an untrained core, let's call it, when you flex your back, you're going to arch it. You don't want to arch your back. You just want to lock your spine. I always think of those snakes, those toy snakes that are like a bunch of like links put together. That's what I think about when I think about extension of the spine. And they would bend one way, but they would be flat the other way. You guys know what I'm talking about? Probably not. I can't remember where we used to get them, like at the dollar store or something like that. I gotta get back to my pull-ups. I haven't been doing those. I started to do them again, and then I stopped. They're hard again. They're one of those things though, if you do them regularly, you really build up the strength, and when you stop doing them, you lose it really quickly. They never really seem to get easy. I guess kind of like push-ups. I've been doing my push-ups every day. Feeling the burn on these today. Anybody else? Anybody sore from yesterday? I'm surprised my legs don't feel as bad as I thought, given that they were really sore going into yesterday. So same in this movement too, I want you to focus on pulling that belly button in and anchoring that core. One of the things you want to sort of focus on doing as you move through life is pulling that belly button in and engaging the core. I remember years ago when I was in high school, I had a mentor at the gym. I had become interested in working out, and there was this lady who was always at the gym, and she was just ripped and shredded. And I just remember going up to her one day, and I don't even know what I said to her, but I asked her for help, or I asked her for tips, I think. And she was super kind, and she said, "Work out with me." And so she sort of mentored me, and one of the things she taught me about core was that core strength comes from less about the workouts that you do for your core, and more about using it throughout your day and as you move through life. Like, you know, I do catch myself sitting there with just kind of like, picture it like this, right? Just relaxed. And what you want to do is start kind of pulling that core in as you walk around, as you lift up groceries. Think about pulling in your core in. The more you do that, it does start to become instinctive. Like, you'll start to do it without thinking about it. Even on my run today, I noticed I was trying to engage my core, especially when I would start to feel my lower back. I would think, okay, pull in your core, because often our lower back hurts because we're using our lower back instead of our core, and our lower back is doing all of the weight, all of the work for both areas. Like, so you have, you know, this area. It's the same with your hamstrings and your quads. You have opposing muscles, right? And so often one muscle is doing the work for both groups. So for our chest and back, our chest does more work than our back because we're always sort of sitting with our shoulders slumped forward. Move down your body into your spine and your core. Your spine, you know, your lower back is doing more work than your core. Moving down into your glutes and your hip flexors. Your hip flexors are super tight or overworked, and your glutes are doing nothing. And then moving down into your quads and your hamstrings. Typically your quads are dominant and your hamstrings are not working. So when you think about those as imbalances, this is where a lot of our problems come from. What we want to do in the gym is try to engage and strengthen the muscle group that's dormant, essentially. That's why we do a lot of back, because our chests tend to be dominant. Biceps and triceps. Our biceps tend to be dominant, our triceps tend to be not so dominant. And then lastly, bicep curls. Whew. I'm staring at my fan and thinking about my poor class this evening of women coming. I think it's supposed to be 28, feels like 33 today. A fan would be lovely. It's missing one piece. Haven't had a chance to go back to Canadian Tire and get that fixed yet. Okay, so that is our first circuit done. We're going to go on to our second circuit now. We are going to add one more back exercise. We're going to do the same rows, but we're going to turn our hands this way, and we're going to row together. These are going to be hard, most likely. And on the step, We're going to do rows, but we're going to do them on the step this time. Shoulders, we'll do presses, and we're going to do triceps instead of biceps this time. So very similar set. We are going to town on that back. I have a dream of sculpted back muscles. That is my goal right now. I want some sculpted back muscles. Okay, but it's not just about aesthetics. Honestly, it's not. It's also about function, right? So we tend to spend our lives like this. Like, right, if we're typing at a keyboard, we're driving, we're sitting, we stand like this, and what we want to do is pull those back, the back muscles back, and open up the chest. But also, when I was doing my 100, I got a pack to carry, so there's that. And I did notice my triceps got really sore, and that was from my pulls. So slowly control, lifting and squeezing. Keeping that neck long. Don't hunch your shoulders. Keep the shoulders down. Couple more. 1 and 2. Oh, nice stretch in the glutes. Okay, so we're going to be on the step this time. Okay, so nice flat back, pulling. Make sure that your shoulder doesn't, we want to start from this position. Again, keep your neck long, shoulders dropped. You'll also probably feel your triceps in these. Oh, man. And then I'm just spin around like this to do the other side. Crackle, crackle, crackle. Really have to lighten up for this next one. Now, if you're a beginner, I want to remind you that a couple ways to impact. Okay, so we're going to do 15 seconds on one side, 2, 3, 4, 5, switching sides, 1, 2, go light on the weights if you're beginning. You can even just start, if you're really just starting, it's been a long time and you need to start somewhere, don't use weights, just go through the movement patterns initially. Like, you're still moving your body, you're still reestablishing range of motion. Once you've done that, because you might be sore just from moving your body in any way, shape, or form in the beginning, right? Because your body just hasn't moved that way. So if you're starting at the very, very beginning, or like before the beginning, so to speak, like, you know, I talk to new clients, they're terrified. Like, go, again, like I talked to at the beginning, give yourself grace. Like, you didn't get to where you are today overnight. It's been many, many, many years, maybe even decades of repetition of, you know, small, insignificantly, seemingly habits. The good news is the body can transform so much quicker than we realize. The body will respond. Like, I forget what I was reading, something about nutrition, like how, oh no, it was alcohol, cutting out alcohol. How quickly your body actually completely heals from years and years of drinking. Like, it doesn't take as long as one would expect to heal the physical damage. Okay, let's aim for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Last one for that set. So it's the same with like food and all your habits. You know, it can feel daunting in the beginning as you're starting, because you're like, yeah, I've been this way for decades, but yet probably just even a month can make a huge difference. 5 days. The amount of inflammation people lose on the 5-day drop, you know, inflammation they've had for years. Like, the body's absolutely incredible at adapting to change. So don't feel like you have to do everything in the first workout. If you can go gradually, and one of the reasons is you don't want to set yourself back by being overly sore. Counting. Oh my God. Doing sets of 10. Okay, shoulders are up next. We won't get 10 because we're only doing one round. More than 10 if your weight level allows for it. I'm trying to go a little heavier if I can. Don't be afraid of lifting heavy. Of course, this isn't for the beginners, but beginners, once you're adjusted, once you've adapted, don't be afraid of heavy weights. Once you're adapted to what you're doing, 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Once you've adapted, push the weight, because you want to build muscle. You want to increase the size of the muscle. There's no fear to be had in lifting too heavy. You're not going to bulk up. You're not going to look like a man. And muscles are sexy. And who doesn't want to look like they do something? That's what my daughter and I call it. We always say, we want to look like we do something. We want people to be like, oh, she does something. I can tell by the way she looks, she does something. Okay, it's not all about looks, but it is somewhat about looks, let's be real. Okay, this next set's going to be ugly. Okay, we're going to get 10 of each out. Guaranteed we're going to get 10 of each out, somehow, some way. If you can do more, do more. But my arms and my back are feeling very worked right now. almost the middle of August already. I'm not gonna lie, like there's a part of me that's longing for cool nights and cool mornings and less hot days. But I do keep reminding myself, once those days come, they don't last very long, and then we get into the, you know, November rain kind of deal, and then we're into winter, and winter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more, 10. Oh my goodness. All right. 10 on each side of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Okay. Oh, anyone else feeling this today? We really went to town on back today. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Oh my goodness. All right, did it. Betty, I'm sure you're not wishing away the summer days because of your cottage. Oh, wrong one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just realized 5. We did 2 sets of these in the last one instead of the one. 7, 8. Oh, let's write it again. Keeners, because the first set we only did 5 on each side. Anyone else notice that? I wondered why it was so hard the second round. It's okay. Go us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Ugh. Okay, last set of tricep extensions. Keep those elbows in, close to your head. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a little break, and I want to do some tricep dips. I'm gonna finish off those triceps today. Tricep dips, which we're gonna do Tabata style for the last round. And you guys, guess what? I'm available tomorrow, so we're gonna get 3 workouts in this week, which is exciting. First time we've done that in a while. Okay, so we're gonna do tricep. We're gonna do 4 sets. So we're gonna do, there's 8 sets in a Tabata round. So we're gonna do 4 sets of tricep dips first, And then we're gonna go, don't hate me, we're gonna go to push-ups. And we're gonna give those a try. Now what I think we'll do, instead I just changed my mind. We're gonna do 2 and 2. 2 sets triceps, 2 sets push-ups, 2 sets triceps, 2 sets push-ups. All right, another drink. Trying to get through a bottle by the end of my workout. I've been slacking on my water ever since I finished the 45 hard, 75 hard even. It was definitely 75 hard. 75 days, not 45 days. I was good about my water all through Colorado because when you're at altitude, you have to drink like a ton of water. So the last thing I wanted to do was like go from drinking 4 liters of water to less when I actually needed to drink extra. So I just kept it kind of at the 4 liters. But since my race, I've probably slacked a little bit. One more. Okay, resting for 10 seconds. We're gonna do another round of those. And then we're gonna do 2 sets of push-ups. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do push-ups today after this workout. 2, keeping those elbows squeezed together, like almost like pretend you're trying to bring them in towards each other. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay, now if you're a beginner, you can do push-ups from your knees. You can do push-ups from the wall. Or you can even hold plank. Oh my God. Okay, resting. And we're gonna try another round of those. This is hard. What a terrible idea. Like legit dying. Okay, not actually, but really feeling. So the way to adjust these also to make them harder and easier is you can fully extend your legs straight out to make them harder. 5 seconds, 4. Okay, that's it. Like, oh. Or you can bring your feet in to make them easier. This is the last set. One more set of these. So you can bring your feet in to make them easier, or extend them to make them harder. Oh my God. Okay, one more. Oh my God, that's it. Oh. But we got 2 more sets of push-ups. All right, I need to do a set of knee push-ups. And if you're not feeling your triceps and you want to, you can actually do tricep push-ups. Not this cat. Not at the moment. I think I'm gonna have to finish off on my knees. Nice long spine, even if you're on your knees, and bringing that chest to the floor, not your nose. Think chest to the floor. Last one. Oh my God. And I'm just stretching every back because it feels really good. thanks for joining me today, and I will see you all tomorrow for workout 3 this week.